Hello and welcome to Latvia, the Latvian Grand Prix here at Kegums. My name is Paul Malin. Of course, we're on our live studio show here that we have every Grand Prix. We're on top of the Monster Energy Station. And I've got two of my three guests here already, although I've just seen the third one arrive at the corner of my eye. But we will crack on because, as always, when we have an MX2 guest, we need to get him on and out of here because he's got to prepare for race number 2. So, without further ado, I want to give a nice warm welcome to Alexander Tonkov, the ESTA Motorsports Honda rider. Alex, welcome to our live studio show. How are you feeling?
I was feeling good today, you know, even yesterday, but like you see in the first mod, I have a big crash with the Pocock and I hurt my elbow so much, and I think I can ride second motor, so it's a big bummer, and for me, for the team, and I was feeling so good, you know, I was thinking like today I can go on the box, you know, because everything was together, the bike is good, and I was feeling good, the speed was, so everything was together, and it's happened.
It was a pretty big crash, wasn't it? You know, obviously you couldn't avoid Mel Pocock. He came in over the handlebars, hit the ejector button, and you know, you just had nowhere to go.
Yeah, just see his bike flying, you know, and I hit his bike with my right hand, and yeah.
And then, of course, about 2 or 3 laps later, you crashed there again. Did you hit the same line as him? That looked like you lost the front wheel, maybe.
No, it was, I think, more from my elbow, because I can, like, I can ride, you know, have so much pain, and if some bumps, you know, my hand was like opening, you know, so I just...
You lost the grip.
Yeah, I lost the grip, and I can't hold the handlebar, you know, so going sideways.
But obviously you're here in World Championship Motocross now, but it's not been an easy journey for you to get here, has it? Little Dickie Bird told me that maybe you left Russia when you were just kind of 10 minutes after being born or something like that, you know, when you're 11. Here's your crash, actually, from the first race. I mean, it was pretty big. Obviously, Mel Pocock was also lucky there not to get hit. I think it was cold enough around the outside, but yeah, big impact. I'm not sure if we have the second crash. We'll keep an eye on that if we do. But yeah, you left Russia very, very early, without your parents, I believe.
Yeah, because my parents was working, you know, my dad is work, my mom, and so first I left and I was living in Moscow. It's 2,000 kilometers from my house almost. I was riding for the team there, like 85, and after when I win Russian Championship, the team sent me to Europe, you know. So I've been living in Germany, again alone, we can say, but I have always good people, you know, behind me who was take care of me, and for sure I need also like think about my food or something, but I always have good people behind.
You speak a few languages then, I take it?
Yeah, I speak like 4 languages, so motocross life.
Yeah, so what, German, Italian, English, and Russian, I guess?
Yeah.
What about last year? I mean, you started getting some decent results last year, but then you were talking maybe to go to USA. Didn't really happen though, did it? And you're here again in Motocross World Championship, but with ESTA Motorsports. So is that your team, or how does that work?
It's not my team. The ESTA helped me like from 2009, you know, already we were a long time together working, and yeah, like we want to go USA this winter. I've been already there, we was talking about everything, but after we decided to stay in Europe, like it was not easy the first time, you know, the first races we don't have like the right bike. I mean, the bike was right, but we need to prepare everything. But like in France, we have pretty good seating and everything. I was feeling good, so from there we start, you know, show the speed and everything. So like today I was feeling great, you know, everything was just perfect. The bike is good. Like Bader helped me a lot, you know. Just my brother with me also, you know, that's also important for me. Somebody like from the family always behind, push me also. When maybe I'm also lazy, you know, sometimes maybe. I wake up and he said, come, go running, you know, or something.
At least you're honest, you know. Everybody else, are you lazy? No, I work hard, I train 100%, I eat, sleep, breathe, but yeah, okay.
You know, I'm lazy, but I need to work, you know, I know.
Yeah. And I guess you realize that now, huh? This year.
Yeah, this year I changed a lot, you know. Like before, I don't think it's so important to go sleep in the right time, eat, you know. I was doing everything, you know. This year, I try to do everything perfect, but...
How long have you known Bader? Bader Manet, former Grand Prix racer himself, came in from the USA, sort of early 90s, I guess. And how did that relationship happen? You know, Where did you meet? Can you remember?
First time I met him, I think it was 2007 in Italy in the European Championship 85. So I see him just one time there, and like after 2 or 3 years, I know he started working also with ESTA. You know, he was because ESTA had also Ferrari team, so he was working there. And this year we just want to make something like a team, you know, small team. And Badr was there, and he's like, he know almost everything about motocross. He was long time there, and so he was with me now, helping and everything.
And it seems to be paying off as well. But start of the year was a little bit stressful. You didn't have the time on the bike, and like you say, the team was new. You rent the space at JTech as well, in the awning, the truck, this kind of thing. But something changed Brazil, didn't it? Maybe you had some work on the engine, these kind of improvements, developments. Maybe you, after that, you led the qualifying race for a long time before dropping down to 6th. Did you then believe actually that, you know, you could run at the front with the guys?
Yeah, for sure. I get more confident after like Brazil, France. So I start feeling better. And also I know I can ride with these guys now, you know. Like before, I was running with these people, but I was kind of, I don't know, like now, last 2 races, what's funny, you know, before, if I start good, everybody was passing me, you know, and now I want to pass the people, you know, so it's like the change. So I kind of struggling to passing still, but we're getting better and better.
But obviously, Italy, you won a qualifying race, so that would have been a big turning point. The Grand Prix, though, didn't go as expected, did it? You were challenging Boutron on the last lap of the first race, and then you had that crash on the finish line jump. That was a tough GP for you, wasn't it? I mean, we have some highlights now from that race. How was the circuit, first of all, in Maggiora?
You know, I can say nothing about this. It was perfect weekend for me, you know. I make 3 hole shots. I was leading all races, you can say, you know. So it was like perfect GP for me. The track was awesome, the crowd, you know. I lived for like 3 years in Italy. It's like, for me, it was almost home GP, we can say, you know. That was really good.
But what happened on the line when you challenged Boutron? You just seemed a little bit behind him. Was it just a mistake, or were you really challenging for second?
I was trying to do everything to pass him for sure, but it was my mistake. Maybe I didn't need to, you know, charging so much. Just finish third, and if I finish third 2 times, I'm gonna be second overall, you know. But it's happened, so I learned. Still young.
Yeah, it was a great atmosphere there, though, wasn't there, in Maggiora?
Yeah,
the fans were really loud.
It was perfect, you know. Like always.
Yeah. that was the first race.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you had a couple of crashes. Oh yeah, you didn't lose out to Dean Ferris at that point. But yeah, the big fireworks came when you decided to wipe out the timing system, the finish line, the TV truck, everything, you know, and still arrive for the second race.
Yeah.
I think we have that in a moment actually, and but it was a good GP for you. I know that.
And for sure, it was nice to race again with Jeffrey, you know, because we raced with him 85, and like for last 3 years I don't see him anymore, you know. He was always on the front, and this GP he was also behind, and I was behind, so it was really good.
I mean, we will see the crash in a moment, but what did you learn from that Grand Prix?
What I learned?
Not to challenge on the last lap when you don't need to, maybe?
First, I learned if you have good start, it's much easier, you know.
Yeah.
Everything is easier. And from the crash, for sure, it's, you know, I'm glad that nothing happened with me, you know. I was okay. I hurt a little bit my hand or something, I don't remember already, but so better finish third and be, you know, be healthy, you know.
Yeah, good second race though. But you're knocking on the door, you're almost there, top 10 now in the championship. What's the plan for the rest of the season?
The plan was just, you know, to go on the podium. I was close, you know, sometimes I was 4 in France, and in Italy I was almost in the podium if they don't take out my results from the first motor. So like here I was feeling everything perfect, so I hope my elbow is going to be okay for the Finland, and we will keep on the same way.
Well, Alexander Tonkov, thanks for joining us here, entertaining as usual. Sorry that you're not going out in the second race. Maybe you want to come and join me for 10 minutes in the commentary in one of the in the beginning of MX2 race 2 or something like that. But thanks for joining us, ESTA Motorsports Honda rider Alexander Tonkov, who won't be riding in the second race. We're just going to welcome in Tanel Leok before he gets here. Lorenzo, just really quickly, great guy, isn't he? Entertaining.
Yeah, absolutely, yes. I know him since 2 years now, because we were always close to him in the team, and last year with Garibaldi was riding with our engine. and then something happened, but he stays in the family Honda, so he's always in our hospitality, close to us, and it remembers me somewhere the story of Bobby. You know, the guys with big talent that he's coming from nothing, from Russia, big talent, a lot of really, he's brave and he gives everything, but not organized, not trained well, and everything. That now is changing his lifestyle, and you see results on track.
And leading Honda as well.
Yeah.
Which is good for you guys.
Absolutely, yes.
All right, I'm going to come back to you in a moment, because I know Tanel Leok wants to go and recover after MX1 Race 1. Tanel Leok, Ricci Racing TM, thanks for joining us here. Latvian Grand Prix, almost like a home race for you, I guess?
Yeah, it's almost like a home race for me.
How was the first race for you? Seemed pretty tough for everybody.
Yeah, it was really difficult. I haven't been riding with the bike a lot. I had difficult times to stay strong in the race, but I'm still happy with the 14th place. We were quite close to the top 10, so I'm happy with that.
Season obviously started, you're on a different bike, riding for Route 77 Energy Honda. I don't want to dwell too much on it, you know, but for whatever reason, 2 weeks ago, or last week, you arrived in Sweden riding for TM Ricci Racing. Does that mean now that you won't be riding in the British Championship as well? You're just going to concentrate on the World Championship?
Well, I don't know exactly what's happening. So right now I'm trying to get back my fitness and.
Because you broke a collarbone at the last Fox Hills round, didn't you?
Yeah, so I've been on the bike just 1 week actually. Like after Sweden, I went straight to Sweden and I didn't test the ATM, nothing, just jumped on and raced, and now this in a week. Probably I was doing maybe too much, and now I feel a little bit tired.
Okay, but the start of the season, as we said, a little bit tough in the beginning, but in Qatar, Thailand. But you arrived in Valkenswaard, picked up a 4th in race 1. I guess that's the highlight for your season this year, isn't it, so far?
Yeah, for sure. It was a really good race for me. Pity had small problems in the second race. Otherwise, it would have been a really good race for me.
The sun was out on race day, but it wasn't warm, was it? I remember that being bitterly cold. It was frozen ground and that kind of thing. It was a strange conditions there, wasn't it?
It was.
For everybody.
Yeah, it actually wasn't that sandy that it used to be, so it was a little bit weird.
How much time did you have on the bike before you arrived in Sweden? Of course, I'm talking about the TM.
Not at all. I just did British Championship 1 week before. Yeah. And I went straight to British Championship, didn't race that, and not been on the bike. That's it.
We'll talk about this venue in a moment, but while we've still got you here, I know time goes really, really quickly when we're on here. You have a charity race or a race that's a family tradition, always after this GP, it seems now, since 2009. What is it? Where is it? What's it all about?
Yeah, we have it's my grandpa was doing the race all the time, and now we have a trophy race for him. He passed away, so my uncle has been doing that, and now we plan every time to do it after Latvia or before Sweden, or like when we can get good riders to come there to race, and Bobryshev has been there, Kairoli has been there. It's quite crowded there all the time, and it's quite nice racing there. And does it raise a lot of money for charity? I know it's some of it's for charity, but some of it is just the tradition of it, isn't it? Yeah, the race is a tradition. Charity race is actually end of October. That's my charity race. This race is more kind of it's a racing event. What my uncle is doing, actually Aigar's dad, so it's been quite good racing there. I'm going to let you go in a moment, but we see Prit Ratset, MX2 rider, is entered under Estonian Express Racing. It's not your team, is it? Or is it? A small part of it. The guys like to use my logos and my nickname. I said, if you guys really want, and it's helping you guys, it's no problem. And I like to help some people, especially from Estonia, to
come race in the Grand Prix, and that's how we get started, and helping with training with Breed a little bit, and also to get some contacts in the paddock to what I know. So it's been for sure, first year is really difficult for the guys, but it's been going all right.
Is it something you would like to do in the future, you think? Manage your own team, Estonian Express Racing, or not? Too early to say?
Too early to say. I haven't think about like that. I'm still focusing my racing and my thing, and for sure I like to stay in motocross somehow, but I don't know how. But right now I'm just focusing my riding and training and racing.
Okay, second race is coming up for you in a moment. How was the first race, the track conditions? I know about your result, but track conditions, looks like they put a little bit of water down in between the race before MX2. So from your previous experience here, a lot of people saying that track is a little bit softer than it has been the last 2 years. Would you agree to that?
Yeah,
in some places?
They have put sand on top, but when I raced here a long time ago, it used to be a proper sand track. Then they put some hard ground on, and now on the hard ground, and they're putting some soft ground again. So it's a weird combination, but for sure it was really difficult, like sharp bumps, and need to really be focused. You get also mentally tired, so it was difficult.
And what's the plan then just for the rest of the season? Obviously a new brand coming in at the midpoint. Yeah, it's not a brand you're unfamiliar with. You were there a couple of years ago, but I know TM, talking to guys there, you know, they're happy to be around sort of the top 10 area, something like that. Is that what you're aiming for, just to be inside the top 10 or better if you can?
Yeah, right now I'm aiming to get on the top 10, and as the season goes on, to improve. That's my goal, and every time try to do my best. And when I know I give my best all the time, it's really good also.
Okay, well, Tanel Leok, thanks for joining us up here for now, and good luck for the second race. Of course, we wish you all the best for the rest of the season as well. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Okay, Lorenzo Resta, my third and final guest, team manager, Honda World Motocross Racing. How are you doing, first of all? Good to have you back on the show.
Thank you. Very well, thank you. It's a beautiful day on one of my favorite tracks. It's really nice to come here every year, and in a long-term perspective, coming here for the nation will be amazing, I think.
Yeah, and glad to say it's a little bit cooler than it was a couple of days ago. It was touching 30 degrees, wasn't it? And everybody was concerned, no wind, and it was going to be tough for the races on what is already a very tough racetrack. It doesn't look it when you arrive, does it? It looks a little bit like and I don't mean it in a disrespectful way. It looks like a schoolboy track, you know, like a local national track. And then we get the first few practice sessions out of the way, and straight away we see there's some pretty heavy bumps there. The ruts get pretty deep on the jumps as well, and it really is a physical challenge for the riders.
Yeah, it's true, absolutely, because when you look at the track, in fact, it looks like easy. Even people like me would like to go there with a bike and try, you know. But it's a tricky track because it's not easy. You have a lot of sharp bumpy that break the rhythm also. So you have always in between some corner with deep sand when you can lose your front wheel or your speed, and some really fast part of the track. Honestly, in general, it is a really nice track to look also for the public.
How difficult is it for the riders and the mechanics to get the bike set up for a place like this? Because we have a start straight that's not really deep sand, and then we arrive through the first waves on what is harder with a little bit of stone in there, and then we land after the first jump and it goes deep pretty immediately. So we have a lot of things to consider in terms of tyres. Yeah. We have a lot of things to consider in terms of suspension.
Absolutely, yes. It's amazing is what I was considering yesterday in the free practice, just at the beginning, because all the riders came in with one kind of tires that is approximately the same for the different brands, and then they were changing for the scoop tire after like 15-20 minutes of racing. Then at the end, I think that almost everyone used the scoop tire because it's when the track gets rough.
And that hasn't happened, has it, the last couple of years?
No. So that's brand new, is because of the sand that they put on the top of the track. But also the suspension isn't easy because, as we told before, the track is fast, somewhere is deep sand, somewhere is stony. So it's always, we are honestly in a very good position with our shower technician that follow the team that can really change everything on the bike step by step, also during the different practice.
Going back to the team itself as a whole, it's been a strange first half of the season, hasn't it? Max, obviously, with his problems in Qatar, Thailand, but Bobby getting a good start in certainly in the first round. How would you evaluate the first half of the season and certainly the first few races?
Honestly, we are not in the position that is our position, because we started the season with really thinking we have done a pretty good job on the bike, and our riders too, for start the season in the best way possible. And really, Max was absolutely unlucky to get sick at the first round and then lose the second round complete.
Just while we're looking here, actually, just sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
Qatar was the first round, the first ever night race for a World Motocross Championship, first time in Qatar as well. How did you rate the Grand Prix? I know riders said could have been a little bit brighter, but I know that probably will be the case if we go back. But overall, first effort.
Honestly, you know, I come from Motogp and Superbike, so from road racing. And in Motogp, I already had this kind of night GP. And when I was there for the first time with motocross, looking at what could be a race in the night is something great. It was a great event in a great venue. And I think that everyone was happy because we weren't so far away from home. We had no problem with jet lag. And the race by the night there was awesome. So I'm pretty sure that next year the lighting will be better. But for the first time was still good. I mean, it wasn't a big issue for the riders or for the team. But as a first time, I think it was really, really nice. Yeah,
of course, we went to Thailand the week after that. Kenny Bobryshev had his own problems there. But Qatar, he was 5th and 4th, 2nd and 4th and 3rd overall in Valkenswaard. First time on the podium for you guys in the season. You must have been really pleased with that to come so soon.
Yeah, you know, it was disappointing really what happened after Valkenswaard, because we knew the potential of our riders, and we get some frustration on our shoulder because imagine like Max, we really knew that he wasn't ready 100% because of his injury in Mantova during the pre-season, but he was growing and growing and growing, and he should just need race and going on with his riding, but it wasn't the case. And with Bobby, we knew that he was just really ready for fighting with the top riders.
Well, and fighting Ken in Holland.
Yeah, and pretty well. I mean, it was really riding good. So we went to the week before Arco like consciously that we could really fight for the top position, and lucky with really a stupid crash that happened in the warm-up lap in Faenza, just in the morning early when you warm up your body. He had this problem with the fibula that just at the moment is affecting all Bobby's season, because honestly he's unable now to ride at this level, and I'm unfortunately pretty sure that he will not be for next 3-4 races. On the other side, Max is coming back and really, really good. His riding is improving. His aggressivity is really improving. Honestly, sometimes I look at him on track and I try to look at him like if I'm not a part of the team. And I never seen him riding in this way. I want to say better than this, because maybe he was faster before. But I never saw him before be aggressive, pass other riders, and play with the bike on the air. You see him now playing on the big jumps and move the bike and do something that is amazing. So maybe he found back this pleasure on riding that all the riders need, I think, for get a good results.
Since that podium in Holland, the consistency just hasn't been there, has it? You just mentioned a little bit there, Bobby's knee and everything else. But in Brazil, Max obviously stormed a qualifying race, got second in the first moto. How important was that for you as a team, going to Brazil, which was heavily backed by Honda?
That's fundamental, because it's the only real motivation that everyone can have if being a part of a team. When your rider get result, when your rider is doing properly his job on a good bike, you really feel a kind of boost in your life. In everything you do, since the morning early till the night late, is like a kind of drug, a kind of, you know what I mean. And looking at him winning our first qualifying race ever for Honda was amazing.
He'd never been there before either, had he?
Also for Max was the first time.
Yeah.
And also the first moto went almost perfect, like Sweden, maybe a little bit better than Sweden, because in Sweden Max just pulled away from Clement immediately, but there he was fighting with Clement also on the race Saturday, all the race. So we saw that it wasn't the case to have a big gap and then manage with this. It was just fighting, keep his position and going on. So I'm pretty sure that we were not so lucky, but we are there. We are there for the top position. For sure, for this year, we're still too much far away from the first and second position. But still, with a good start, a good riding, our bike is ready with our riders to be there.
Talking again about Bobryshev, how's the leg injury now in general? I know you said 3 or 4 races, but with him riding, he cannot do any more damage to it, can he?
No, luckily not, and that's the only reason why we decided to let him ride, because otherwise the only reasonable thing to do was to stop him and say, okay, we get for a long-term recover, just to be sure that you're ready for next year. But in fact, the injury that he has on his ankle is nothing that can be worse than it is. So it's just managed with the pain at every race, every time he's on the bike. The pain is come from the nerve, so not from the ligaments or from the bones. Yeah.
This was last week in Sweden.
Yeah.
First race, Frossard just went past him, and then he disappeared out of sight, but came out the other side, already in pain. But
I'm honestly really, at that moment, I was really scared, because he was so painful, and that was something a little bit new for us and for him. In fact, he was touching the ground really hard, feeling some sharp pain, and in his head, he was really thinking that the bone was again broken. In fact, it was affecting another part of the ankle, so it was a different part, but it was just really, you can see him scared about what is happening. He don't know, and this was affecting his race, but it was nothing so serious, because he was racing well in the second moto.
Typical Bobryshev fashion, just typical Russian, you know, come out, pain is not a problem, is it?
Yeah, absolutely not, and he's a kind of tough, tall guy that will just ride over the problems. That was the most scary problem when I saw him like that. But after 5 minutes, I already saw to everybody, guys, it's okay, the pain is going away, and so. Yeah.
We've got 7 GPs left. It's a tough run-in now, isn't it? We're 8 races from last week in 11 rounds.
Yeah.
We're in the middle of 3 in a row. You cannot afford, if you're challenging for, you know, top positions or whatever, you know, even if it's for the championship or top 3, top 5, can't afford any mistakes now, can we?
Absolutely not, because it's the moment where you need to be consistent.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if you need to be consistent for the top position, the middle position, your classman. Is the moment to be there, to be consistent and to score high points and really solid points, because it's what we need, everyone needs for the end of the season.
A little bit later on in the season, we've got the Motocross of Nations at Teushenthal. Germany are the defending champions. They will go there with plates 1, 2 and 3 for the first time ever after winning last year in Lommel. Obviously Max, a rider in your team, it's going to be a big event for him, isn't it? Before we go there, we've got Lausitz Ring, brand new circuit. So he's got 2 major events coming up, hasn't he, in a very, very short space of time?
Yeah, it will be amazing. I always love to be in such a kind of event, because otherwise sometimes you feel complimentary, not you know, the main actor of. And I think that Max could be really the main actor of this season, even without fighting for the championship. We will go for Lausitz Ring when he's Circus Maximus, they call, you know, the place. What is somewhere, for me, remember my origin, that I live in Rome, I'm born in Rome, so the circus is like Colosseum Maximus because of Max, and with the gladiators atmosphere and everything. For the nation, it will be something enormous. We will feel pressure for sure, but we will manage with this. But looking our bike with #1, red plate on, it will be something great. And I can't wait for this and to see Max with his #1 shirt. For sure, the team doesn't deserve it till now, but Max deserved it really well last year, winning the nation. So.
Have you spoken to him about it yet, the potential, or is it too soon?
It's too soon. I think it's too soon. We have to focus on the next following races that are so quick and so one after one, and try to really afford every race with the maximum of the concentration and the focus on what will happen.
We're running out of time here, but before we go, quickly, race 1, MX1, they started 6th and 7th. I was surprised Max came out so good after a poor getaway.
Yeah.
But what was your quick evaluation on the way the guys performed in race 1?
honestly, I think that it wasn't so well, and Max just was managing too much before passing Bobby. He was struggling there, thinking I cannot pass him so fast and be aggressive. But then he lost the rhythm, he lost the lines, and he was struggling till the end of the race. So.
Okay, well, look, we are out of time here. So Lorenzo Resta, team manager, Honda World Motocross, thanks for joining us. Of course, thanks for Tanel Leok and Alexander Tonkov as well. That's it from our MX Live TV studio show here in Latvia. Join us next week in Novinka in Finland. We'll do it all over again. See you then. Bye for now.